a minute. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a new episode of Real Talk with Rock Rockafella. It's been a while since I've done my my audio podcast. I find myself doing little live videos on Instagram and sometimes on Facebook. But for me now, even in the past, I realized that I do better talking about stuff when I do actual podcasts. And back when I used to do Blog Talk Radio, which was a podcast then, and I did that for 2 or 3 years. So I'm going to work to try to start doing this and be more consistent, as I've said before, but hopefully I can stick to it with y'all help and stuff like that. So once again, this is my podcast, Real Talk with Rock Rockafella. Today I have a special guest with me, The Bay. That's going to be his name, because I'm not putting his name out there for everybody. You're trying to search and figure out. Y'all know me. On some things, I'm very private. And then sitting on my right, on this side over here, joined by a good friend, exclusive model to Rockafella's Entertainment, rocksboys.com, Mr. Rome Dixon. Fellas, say what's up.
Hello, people.
So what's Papa-tin?
What's Papa-tin?
All right, so today's topic, and I took a little vote from people on Instagram that we're going to be talking about, is age gaps in relationships. And we don't have to really narrow down just relationships, although that's how they start relationships. And then if it grows to something bigger and better, engagements, and then marriage, and all that stuff like that. So I'm going to start off asking both you guys, what I'm saying? I already know, because me and my bae are already dealing with that. Not that it's a problem, but we definitely have an age gap. And then Rome, I'm going to ask you, and then I'm going to ask, the viewers on Instagram as well, their input when it comes to, we all know that people, the minute that you get into a relationship, first people are always want to know who the fuck you talking to. Like, who you dating, what they look like. They're trying to gather all the information, that they want to try to, ascertain if this person is good enough for you. But even then, you really don't give a fuck what they think, because who's dating somebody based on what somebody else thinks? So, I don't know, when it comes to ages, let's start with Ron, okay? Do you have a preference of the dude that you like to date? Are you into dudes and girls, or just dudes?
So technically I'm pansexual. I like guys, girls, trans.
See? Well, I knew we was going to hit it.
That's why I said I can talk about it. I'm an expert at this topic because I am pansexual. So I don't have a preference when it comes to sexuality. Usually it's more about the mind and how you treat each other. It's all about respect and good energies.
So how long, don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm going to let you continue that. But so you build that, okay, with this person, and knowing how long does it take? You said to get to know the person, you build something, the mind and all that stuff. How long do you take before you move on to the next level? Or what are your levels of dealing with people, when it comes to, because even then, different age groups have different ways of looking at levels of building to a relationship. Okay, are we talking, dating, whatever you want to call it? What levels do you go through?
So I think I'm a little different. I've already told you I've never been in a relationship or even really close to one. So I can't really answer that to the best. I would like to. But if it came down to it,
what you mean you can't answer the best?
I don't know how to answer it because I've never
Well, I'm not gonna talk to you then. I'm gonna just move on. I'm just I'm fucking with you.
But
okay, cool.
I have had moments where I've talked to people and within a couple minutes, the conversations were good enough to where I was ready to meet them in person, not necessarily have sex with them, but at least meet them in person, hang out with them, something like that. Mm-hmm. And then there's been times where it took maybe a couple months before I was ready to meet with somebody. Mm-hmm. So it's all over the place.
So with that, you haven't been in a relationship. So I guess, and correct me if I'm wrong, you couldn't really say that you've been through those phases because you never got to that point. So with that being said, what was the youngest person that you talked to, within that I guess that phase, and then what's the oldest person that you talked to?
Well, I'm 22, but I say the youngest one I've had was probably my age, Maybe we were both 18, both 19.
In a minute. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a new episode of Real Talk with Rock Rockafella. It's been a while since I've done my my audio podcast. I find myself doing little live videos on Instagram and sometimes on Facebook. But for me now, even in the past, I realized that I do better talking about stuff when I do actual podcasts. And back when I used to do Blog Talk Radio, which was a podcast then, and I did that for 2 or 3 years. So I'm going to work to try to start doing this and be more consistent, as I've said before, but hopefully I can stick to it with y'all help and stuff like that. So once again, this is my podcast, Real Talk with Rock Rockafella. Today I have a special guest with me, The Bay. That's going to be his name. I'm not putting his name out there for everybody. You're trying to search and figure out. Y'all know me. On some things, I'm very private. And then sitting on my right, on this side over here, joined by a good friend, exclusive model to Rockafella's Entertainment, rocksboys.com, Mr. Rome Dixon. Fellas, say what's up.
Hello, people.
So what's Papa 10?
What's Papa?
All right, so today's topic, and I took a little vote from people on Instagram that we're going to be talking about, is age gaps in relationships. And we don't have to really narrow down just relationships, although that's how they start relationships. And then if it grows to something bigger and better, engagements, and then marriage, and all that stuff like that. So I'm going to start off asking both you guys, what I'm saying? I already know because me and my bae already dealing with that. Not that it's a problem, but we definitely have an age gap. And then Rome, I'm going to ask you, and then I'm going to ask, the viewers on Instagram as well, their input when it comes to, we all know that people, the minute that you get into a relationship, first people always want to know who the fuck you talking to. Who you dating, what they look like. They're trying to gather all the information, that they want to try to, ascertain if this person is good enough for you. But even then, you really don't give a fuck what they think, because who's dating somebody based on what somebody else thinks? So, I don't know, when it comes to ages, let's start with Ron, okay? Do you have a preference of the dude that you like to date? Are you into dudes and girls or just dudes?
So technically I'm pansexual. I like guys, girls, trans.
See? Well, I knew we was going to hit it.
That's why I said I could talk about it. I'm an expert at this topic because I am pansexual. So I don't have a preference when it comes to sexuality. Usually it's more about the mind and how you treat each other. It's all about respect and good energies.
So how long, don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm going to let you continue that. But so you build that, okay, with this person, and knowing how long does it take? You said to get to know the person, you build something, the mind and all that stuff. How long do you take before you move on to the next level? Or what are your levels of dealing with people? When it comes to, because even then, different age groups have different ways of looking at levels of building to a relationship. Okay, are we talking, dating, whatever you want to call it? What levels do you go through?
So I think I'm a little different. I've already told you I've never been in a relationship or even really close to one. So I can't really answer that to the best. I would like to. But if it came down to it,
what you mean you can't answer the best?
I don't know how to answer it because I've never
Well, I'm not gonna talk to you then. I'm gonna just move on. I'm just I'm fucking with you.
But
okay, cool.
I have had moments where I've talked to people and within a couple minutes, the conversations were good enough to where I was ready to meet them in person, not necessarily have sex with them, but at least meet them in person, hang out with them, something like that. Mm-hmm. And there's been times where it took maybe a couple months before I was ready to meet with somebody. Mm-hmm. So it's all over the place.
So with that, you haven't been in a relationship. So I guess, and correct me if I'm wrong, you couldn't really say that you've been through those phases because you never got to that point. So with that being said, what was the youngest person that you talked to, within that I guess, that phase? And then what's the oldest person that you talked to?
Well, I'm 22, but I said the youngest one I've had was probably like my age. Like maybe we were both 18, both 19.
Okay, so you were saying that, okay, so you dated somebody when you were 19, they were 25.
Yeah, 19 and 25. Mm-hmm. And then the oldest, I was 18, and the guy had to be... Oh, well now, I guess now would be my...
You sure you don't want to wait?
Oh, I was making for him.
No, he can wait, because we're, like, that way it don't make no... No, you're good, yeah. I'm gonna give it a minute. That we wouldn't have all. You should have been listening to the video they had, but I don't want to get off topic. You can wait. So, what were you saying?
Oh well, my old 1925 is my.
Oops, sorry, y'all.
Youngest age gap. My oldest dating would have to be you. 21.
Ding, 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 ding. Thank you. We don't need to broadcast on the age.
Okay, so I have a question. While we're on top of like dating and talking,
that's what I'm like.
So what is a friend with benefit? What is that considered?
Oh, you jumped out with the friends with benefits. I mean, you start to the person and getting to know them. So
no, but like so like with my example, I had a friend with benefit who like we didn't do couple things or we weren't officially a couple, but I feel like if we would have talked more, we would have been. But then they moved and then I decided to like too. Yeah, you know. But like that would have been like my youngest age gap because he was still like 30. So.
Well, I mean, we'll get to that with the friends with benefit thing. I'm gonna go to a question that somebody had on Instagram, or a statement. Yeah, it's both a question statement. It said most guys who are over 40 always go 18 to 25. Is it a trophy situation or what? Well, I'm not gonna say I'm insulted by it, but I think that's a little, and don't take offense to it, it's a little closed mind thinking, because in today's society, we have a bad habit of creating stereotypes and labels based on what somebody else does. Like, for example, you just put 18 to 25. Maybe that's because of the people that you know, that you may have dealt with or interacted with, that they've dealt with people that are around the age. Me being in my 40s, I've dated someone that was over the age of 25. It's not even, and again, it goes back to my previous statement of it's not a thing of looking for that particular person, because you don't, in actuality, you don't even ask the age. First, eventually you will, because you want to make sure this motherfucker is legal. But at the same time, love is what it is. It's blind. It doesn't see anything. It just knows. Like, you could see somebody and boom, just have an instant attraction to them. And then of course you may be let down because you later find out, okay, they're not of legal age, which is technically 18 as far as an adult. But it's not about a trophy thing. I would never look at a person as a trophy. I don't need a person, an individual, to be my motherfucking trophy. If I want a trophy, I'll go out and do fucking shot put or track and field and get me a trophy that way. If you have any respect for the person or for a person, you would never look at them as if they are a trophy. You know what I'm saying? You would look at them as being the human being that they are. And if you have true interest in them, that label isn't even going to come up. You know what I'm saying? I look at that sometimes as you would have somebody on the outside and they see that you're happy. You're smiling all the time, you're in a good mood. Oh, that's because he got that little young ass nigga, or vice versa, the little young ass nigga. Oh, he got that older dude doing this and doing that. But you're assuming that this young guy is taking advantage of this older guy because of their age, not thinking by some chance that they're actually in love with each other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that's just something, why we're talking about it. Like, why is it such a big deal? Why are there so many stereotypes about it? Why do people look down on people that are older that date younger people? But you notice, don't nobody look down on younger people that are looking for older people.
I was going to say something.
They definitely do.
Not as much as they do older people. They don't. You will never. You will hardly hear about. Now, you may Go ahead. I'm gonna let you give me an example that you have.
Gold digger.
Well, no, that's no.
That's
I'm
the main thing.
well.
That's more for money.
That's more for money, not versus not. I'm
No, if somebody saw me with you, they would think as of your status that I knew you.
well, yeah. Some people would. Some people.
But I think
Some
more people would think like, oh, he's just going for you because you're younger.
right.
True.
The bigger. I think the bigger take is, why are you at your age dating somebody so young?
Yeah, that's what people.
Versus, why are you at such a young age going after this person for the money? That's like 2 out of 100 people that will say that. Versus, 80 out of 100 people that's going against the older guy saying, why is he dating this person that's younger than him?
Now, something about like the guy's comment, I personally have seen or have been asked by older people. Like the first thing they'll ask me, like, I had one guy in North Carolina who first thing he said was, "Are you 24?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "No, I'm 22." He's like, "Oh, even better." And like, I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I can see that as an example of like, one of those older people who are purposely searching for younger ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I see both sides. Like, you definitely see more of the older ones who are into the younger ones, or like you see more people talking about that. But I've also seen a lot of young people who search solely for older people. It's not for like money. It's just because they're older.
Yeah, the maturity level, and
some people,
because of younger guys, some younger guys, not saying like you or any of y'all up here on Instagram or that's listening to the podcast, play a lot of games.
Oh no, they do for sure.
And the thing about it, believe it or not, even older guys have to look at that and be like, okay, I can't treat this person like they're all the other younger people out there, because I've said that. I'm like, you know what? I've had some shitty experiences with guys that are a lot younger than me, but I'm not going to judge you. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because everybody is different. So it's only fair to, let that person show you who they are before you start tacking them on with the label as what they are. So I wanted to go back. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a quick break and let them fix their drink. And then we're going to start the next one because I want to discuss the FWB, if y'all don't know, the friends with benefits. And the levels of friends with benefits or friends, dating, boyfriend, girlfriend. Because everybody has their own label. So we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. I'm gonna go back to Instagram real quick, and I believe that is my sister. Yes, it is. So I'm gonna go back to Instagram and read one of the comments on here. They said, and feel free to jump in once I read this. You can't tell me that if you're in a club or out somewhere, you won't check for a younger person as opposed to someone in your age range. I personally gravitate towards older men because their mentality and outlook on the world offers me a different perspective as to where I can be and who I can be. If you looking for that in a damn club and you asking for just a fucking disaster, I'm just playing. But
I'll say in a club.
I mean,
yes,
but even in a club, I can't say, and I'm gonna say that because you said that I can't tell you that. Yeah, I can tell you, I would not be in a club looking for the youngest motherfucker in the room. Not to sound narcissistic or about myself, but majority of the time, I'm to myself. I'm with a group of people. People will gravitate to me, mostly, of course, because of what I do, and I'm easy to talk to and I'm approachable. So I will sit and have a conversation, but I'm not going to ask the person, "How old are you?" Like, "Oh, I'm 25." Well, you're a little bit too old. See you later. Appreciate it. No, it's not. And I've talked to people in a club that's older than me, that's younger than me, whether it be about 5, 3, 2, 10 years. I mean, if they're old enough to get into the club, which is 21, the most clubs I go to, then they're old enough to be there and have a conversation. And see, that's the thing, is that when you start to get into that mentality where you assume, oh, well, you can't tell me that you wouldn't do it. To me, that's just a wrong approach to take with anybody, to sit up and assume that they wouldn't do it. without actually knowing. You know what I'm saying? That's just like me saying that, oh, well, you can't tell me that, you know, you would actually go for somebody, an older guy based on the mentality. That's bullshit. You would actually probably get with them because they're older and they probably got a lot of money. I'll be wrong for saying that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I would not talk like that, because I don't want to judge anybody and assume. Now, some shit is very obvious. You can tell when the motherfucker is with another motherfucker because of the money, just because of how they act when they're around the person, the shit they brag about. Oh, I got this, I got that, I buy this. And I see this shit happen all the time on Instagram. People be going live and talk about what they got and what some man got for them. And it's a little aggravating sometimes, because it's like, okay, talk about the shit that you can do for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because everything I do, I work hard for. Talk about what you do for yourself and how you're going to better yourself versus what another motherfucker did for you. But, wrong. So he said that you can't say that you wouldn't go, when you go in the club, that you wouldn't, you know, look for the youngest person in the room.
Wait for my opinion now.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, I'm already just like a very different and rare kind of breed of person. When I go, like, I don't go to clubs for one, but if I were to go to a club, I wouldn't look.
You going tomorrow?
Well, besides tomorrow, I don't go looking for a younger or an older person. I look at what people are doing. If you're drinking, if you're drunk, if you're dancing and having a good time, if you're sitting in a corner, I look for those type of things, and I like to mingle with all different varieties, because each person is unique in their own way. Like, I might find a younger dude who's sitting there doing nothing, but I might find a really older guy who is dancing his ass off, and maybe I want to go dance, or maybe I just want to sit there and talk. So I don't look for, like, I don't even look at their face half the time. I look to see where you are, what you're doing, and then I move forward with, okay, what you look like, or I still won't even go to the age thing. The only time I'll go for the age, if I'm like at a club, would be obviously to a younger guy, to make sure that they're even allowed to be in the club, because sometimes they can have fake IDs, stuff like that.
Sure.
That's the only time I would look at age in a club. Other than that, I can't say I would like purposely look for a younger one or purposely look for an older one.
What about you, little bit?
Well, when I go to the club, I would never take anybody serious from the club. That's just my standpoint. And if it is, it's going to be a one night stand type of thing. I don't never go in the club looking for a relationship. But if you do run into somebody and they're talking a good game, possibly.
You fall for it?
No, I just really don't take clubs, because I'm there to have fun. I'm not there to, meet anybody.
Right.
And if it happens, it happens. I really don't care about it. I'm not in the club looking for your age. Like, hey, because looks are deceiving. I think it look 30 could be 20.
And vice versa, yeah.
So I don't really know what I'm saying.
What does it mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I can't really relate, because I don't even really look at clubs.
Well, I think it's understandable, especially if you're not. And I think I might speak for all of us. It's kind of hard to say that you would, because we're all in that mindset of, for example, Rome hasn't been in a relationship. It's a lonely motherfucker. He just can't find nobody. I'm just playing.
Nope, I know I am.
But no, he hasn't. And the good thing about that is the fact that you can sit up and say that, but you're taking your time. So eventually, if it happens, it won't be because you're actually searching for it. You know what I'm saying? It'll just kind of come to you. It just
People always
happens.
ask me all the time, like, why are you single? You're very attractive. I'm like, I don't go looking for it. If it comes to me, we'll see where it goes.
I mean,
but
shit. Who the fuck?
I'm 22. I want to enjoy my life. I have a degree in college. Like, I want to go travel. I don't want to say tied down. Like,
Yeah, you almost fucked up.
Yeah, I don't want to say tied down. But I don't want to have like someone else in the back of my head. You know where I'm trying to get at with this.
I don't, because you're really fucking it up now.
Like,
I'm just playing.
Stop it. I'm trying to think of the word for it.
So okay, no, that's understandable. I mean, and you never know. You might get that particular person that is okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, well, no, go out and do your thing, because it's the same thing I do in my relationship. No, go, travel, do what you do. How we do our relationship is between us. You know what I'm saying? it's not about me making everybody else out there happy. It's not about us making other people happy and what their perspective of our relationship or how we do things. Because what we do and how we do things in our relationship makes us happy. But at the same, like going back to what we were talking about before about going looking for things, who goes out and say, hey, you know what? You know where I can go and get shot real quick? Or you know where I can go get hit by a big ass truck?
I mean, I tried that the other day at work, but
you just must have been over at your
alone
at
there,
the you ready to kick the bucket. But nobody goes out looking for things to happen to them. You know what I'm saying? If it happens, it happens. Not saying that if you get into a relationship and meet somebody that it's an accident, because things happen. People happen to win the lottery. People happen to get approved for that car loan.
Yeah.
People happen to get approved for that bank loan for a house. So if you just chill the fuck out and stop being so anxious, and because the dick is good or the ass is good from that person, as let's say if you're in your 20s and you getting dick down or getting some booty for somebody in their 40s and they just, whop your ass, then don't put too much into it. You know what I'm saying? Don't wrap your heart around it and be like, oh, I think I'm in love. This motherfucker's like in his 30s and 40s and I'm just,
I don't think I can really speak on that.
You can't. But no, even then, our relationship wasn't based on sex.
At all.
And I think even then, because of the experience, and sometimes not, because I know there's some people that will probably agree and say that not all older men are well enough experienced in having sex. I can't speak myself. I know clearly I don't have a problem with that. But at the same time, you may have older guys that think like, younger guys, booty or dick is just as good as somebody. But then at that point, is that relationship based on sex?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is that what their love is revolved around?
If it is, you in for a world.
Do you think that sex plays a big role in situations like that? Do you think that when it comes to older guys dating younger guys, that it has anything to do with sex?
Some, I would say yes. I think some people, okay, let's start off with younger guys looking for older, whatever we want to call it now. I think some of younger people, especially from the experience of knowing certain people, they've gone looking for the older one. I'm sorry, he was trying to...
You knew what the hell I was.
But some of them, they go looking for the older people because they believe they are more experienced in sex.
Sorry, go ahead.
And then, like, a lot of times, like, some of the older people I have come in contact with, they go looking for the younger ones because they think they have more stamina and energy and can last longer and stuff like that during sex. So, I don't know.
You think that with,
I got the question. Y'all distracted.
You think that so you think that with younger guys think the same thing with older guys? I mean,
sometimes they do too. Yeah.
What are you thinking? Do you think it has anything to do with it?
I have definitely come across older guys that say that younger people know how to keep up and they like to have sex multiple times a day. Me,
the wind blows.
I think older guys. I think that's a contradiction because I've met older guys who want to have 6 times a day too. So.
Right.
And I guess it depends. I guess it depends too. You know what I'm saying, on the person. I don't think it's, because I know that my sex drive, back then, like right before doing porn and started doing porn, it was on full. Not that I don't enjoy it, because I do. And when it comes time to work and perform, I'm ready to work and perform. But as far as like wanting to do it like as much as I did when I was younger, it's not a big thing to me. It's not. When I get on, I'm gonna tell you this way. When I sit up and get on fucking Twitter and I see all that, I'm like, these motherfuckers is fucking crazy. And it's a pandemic going on. These niggas out here just bouncing around. Not only fuck Corona, but fuck chlamydia.
All the shit. Like,
and then fuck everything. And was just like, I mean, do what you do. Okay, fine. I'm not trying to judge somebody. I'm just saying that the lack of disregard for like what's going on, which goes into the whole, because I see a lot of younger guys and older guys, filming together and stuff too. So when you see these entanglements that happen online, I'm sure some of y'all seen it, and not to mention any names.
Oh, definitely.
they don't even last long, and it's either, and I guess we can go a little bit into the because we got time, the throuple. I don't even know what to call it. If you can say that it's
that's just the
I don't even say you can say this.
Name drop.
I don't even say I'm not doing it.
That's
Because of who I am, I'm not gonna name drop.
No, I'm just saying I had to pitch my.
Oh yeah. Because
I think the word throuple is misused a lot. Like, first of all,
I disagree. I don't think it's misused because I believe it's used in a term of trying to say, okay, we're in a 3-way relationship.
Right.
Couple, single couple, 3 people. You can say 3 relationship or you say throuple. Just fucking like people sit and say, oh, my verse bottom, oh, my verse top. The fuck is that?
Verse,
I don't even know what that is. Bitch, your verse. Just leave it at that. Make it simple. Stop being complicated.
Funny, yeah.
You know, if you're in a 3 relationship, you're in a 3 relationship. Okay, you're all together. I saw some shit that he had showed me. It was just horrible. They were on Instagram, like, live thing. Ugh, it was just, how does that work? But when dealing with a 3-way relationship, I've had people ask me, not that I'm in one, but I'm saying people ask me, how does that work? Like, I was close to being in one before, years ago. And one of the things that threw me off that one person said was, as long as that bitch remember that I was here first. I'm like, well, that's not going to work. Yeah. It's not going to work. If that's the mentality that you're going to have starting off going into it, then it's not going to work. Because
that's a couple that just has a fuck buddy.
Right, just call it what it is. That person is not part of a relationship. They're just something for y'all to play with. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in a relationship, you're Xing out that whole who was here first.
Yeah.
You know up here who was in the picture first. And that you all are bringing somebody in so that separate, now you're sharing that. It's not, you get a little bit, you get 50, you get 50. No, it's 100% all the way around. You know what I'm saying? You know, because people say, oh, I put in 50, they put in 50. So where's the other half?
Yeah, it's half each. Like,
somebody didn't finish math. I mean, what the fuck? So it's 100% all the way around. But I think a lot of times, and again, I see it a lot in social media, that people get into these. Well, those are entanglements because, and they put it all over the web.
That's like, what I'm saying. It was like misused. They hear using like throuple, but it's more of an entanglement.
Yeah. It's right. Exactly. I get what you're saying. Okay. Yeah. It's not a real throuple. It's an entanglement because there's so much extra and drama. And if you have the energy and the maturity level to be able to handle 2 other people in your life, meaning you and the 2 people, then more power to you. But you would also have to understand is that whatever love that you have toward one, you're not taking anything away and then giving some. You're just you're spreading that love more between distributed. Yeah, you're not trying to make something equal. You're trying to make it whole. So instead of it being just that one and then somebody's coming to your life,
like a
now it's just you're merging. It's you watch. It's like a fusion. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You watch Dragon Ball Z, you know, fusion. But I know, right? I know. Now you make me want to watch it now. So, I just think that sometimes it's just, I don't know. We as a people, I'm not saying us that's sitting here talking, but I've actually seen just over the years, like so much change when it comes to just relationships in general. But taking in consideration of 3-way relationships and stuff like that, thank you. People fuck it up and they give a really negative, almost nightmarish perspective. Like, fuck no, I ain't doing no damn 3-way relationship. You heard what happened to such and such and such and such. It can be messy. I can say one thing, that you done threesome before?
Yes.
You've done? Yeah, we've done threesome. So I got a question for y'all.
Mm-hmm. Wait, us or the fans?
All y'all.
Okay.
Everybody.
Everybody.
So, question. It's gonna help us jump on to another interesting discussion. You're in a threesome with someone or other people. Okay. And I've seen this happen before. Back in my days of running the Cocoa Dorm, and back when I used to live back home in St. Louis, you get into a three-way relationship with a couple. Not three-way relationship. I'm sorry, scratch that. You get into a threesome with a couple. Okay. You're the third person. You get into the threesome, and maybe this happened once or twice. You're okay. I'll get my little reads after. You're really not, but so that happens, right? Okay. Then later down the line, one of the people for the couple, not even just message you, or like they dump the other person, they dump their boyfriend that they're with to get with you. I'm gonna go to you first. Okay. If the person dumps their boyfriend and then gets with you, and let's just say for shits and giggles you accept it. Okay. All right. Would you feel bad about it, and do you think that, back up a little bit, how would you go to the other guy that you were in a threesome with to explain why you dating his ex? Why are you dating the boyfriend that he was with after y'all had a threesome?
So let's just start off saying I wouldn't go through with that, but
hypothetically,
if one of the people, came over to me and like left their person to be with me, I guess I would, me being like the person I am, I would go to the other person and be like, hey, just want to let you know, you're like, after our little interaction, your guy, we've been talking for a little bit, and I didn't know. Well, I don't know how to word it. You know
damn well.
I don't know how to word it hypothetically.
It's on some Jerry Springer. I know it's hard, right? No, because you don't think like that. That's not something. Oh, you knew.
Okay, so let's say.
You didn't know. Okay, let's say you did know. Oh, entertaining. You didn't know. Okay, so you did know the dude's gonna leave, but he approached you. Okay. Let's change it up a little bit. He approached you. What do you do after you had the threesome? Like, do you accept him and say, hey, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll date you?
Personally, I wouldn't.
And he's still with the other guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't go through with it. No matter how much they try. I'm like, I can't do that. Like, even if you just like ended it with him and you're single now, I'm still not gonna do it because I know you're only doing it, like you only left that person for me. Mm-hmm. And from the beginning in our like threesome, that's like we weren't trying to like, it was literally like that one time thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna have any more intentions of pursuing, especially like a relationship with you guys.
So you don't think that that's something that it shouldn't go beyond that. That bedroom is where y'all did it, y'all had it, boom. There should be nothing at that.
No, but I have known people who have had threesomes and then like they come to me saying like they wanted to leave their other person to be with them. First of all, I told them I'm the wrong person to come to because my ass has been single my whole life. You can't come to a relationship stuff. That's just bad. But also, I told them to go talk to their partner, evaluate what's going on. Like if there's like some bad things going on, try communicating or
So you wouldn't go back to. I mean, you had sex with this guy too. I mean, y'all just had a threesome, so you don't feel. And I'm just asking. You don't feel obligated to go and tell the other guy that
no. Like first, no. I would tell them go talk to them or whatever. And after a couple days or whatever, I would talk to the other person, be like, hey, just checking on you. Have you guys talked? What's going on with you guys? I don't want to like be super blunt, like, hey, did he talk to you about trying to get with me? Because that's just like, wait, what? But I would try to make sure like everyone's included on what's going on, and to be sure that like I'm not trying to overstep my boundaries with you two. I'm not trying to jump in your relationship. If there's problems, I'm not a part of it. If he wants to leave you to be with me, just know he's not going to be with me. That has nothing to do with me.
You're going to be very specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
That's why I'm single, because people can't handle my.
You gonna have to pull up a couch and chair and some tea and crumpets.
Oh, I surely can. Yeah.
I got my notebooks ready. We're gonna have a conversation. Okay. There's a problem. Okay, you guys have a very fucked up relationship. The dick or whatever, the ass, whatever it is you did was great, but your man.
So I've actually
hit me
had a couple back in.
So you lied.
Okay. No.
I'm just playing.
It's on the verge of it, but like we had our little threesome or whatever, and one of the not like one-on-one. The other guy knew about it, and he worked a lot too, so it's like, not like we're doing it on purpose. Like, you know about it, sorry, you just at work at the time, like, we just have to.
So that wasn't on purpose?
No, on my hand, it wasn't on purpose. I eventually ended up, having sex with the other guy too, separately.
Oh.
But.
Oh, look at you, sharing is caring.
Well, yeah, I'm not trying to take
spread the love.
Spread it everywhere, but no, like, there was a lot of miscommunications. Like, I was under the impression that they were telling each other everything, but they weren't.
So you don't think that you probably should have just kind of... Were you cool with both of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you feel, or you just trusted them enough to go back and like, I'm sure he's going to tell this guy that we linked up?
No, like, they told me from the beginning, like, before we even had the sex, like, that's the kind of people they are.
They're
like,
okay with it.
They have each other's passwords, they look at each other's phones, and I even saw, like, that he had access to the other guy's messages and stuff like that, he reads his messages, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But certain things, I guess, were being deleted out of our texts, stuff like that. And I was not okay with that, so I'm like, y'all need to fix y'all communications. We will no longer have sex or anything like that. No, like that ass. Like, I'm not being in between this. I'm sorry. Like, if you guys want to continue after you resolve your own stuff, that's fine. But until then, I'm left out of the picture. Mm-hmm. I don't want it to be like, well, you did this with wrong. Like, nope, I'm not part of it.
You're just gonna get yourself out of it and let them.
Yeah.
Did y'all ever hook up again?
No, we haven't hooked up in quite a while yet. We talk every now and then, like, on a friend level, but the sex wouldn't, I don't think it would be the same, because I know one of them would try to give me more attention than their partner, kind of thing, and I'm not for that.
Which is just something in the situation said, and I'll go into it. So you ever dealt with that?
No.
Personally.
I'm trying to contain myself. Personally, no, I have not.
Oh, I couldn't.
If the situation occurred, it sounds very harsh. I would not let the other person know. Mm-hmm. I would not accept the proposal or the invite of this relationship started, because you are ain't shit ass nigga.
Yeah.
First of all, because you're leaving your man for me, and you just. Shit about me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Why would you want to accept that? Like, why would you think? And what world and universe and galaxy and what portal did you come out of? Because the portal's closed.
Yeah.
What portal or gate did you come out of to be like, okay, you do a threesome with somebody, and then the dude one of the dudes you did the threesome with turns around and basically wants to date you, and you be like, okay.
Yeah.
And then think that that's okay. Yeah, I just don't. I just don't see that.
That's
y'all.
One thing I love about like not being in a relationship, and like just I talk to hella people. I don't meet up with them, like have sex with them, but I have conversations with a lot of people. So I've had a lot of couples, especially in North Carolina. There's like full of couples who have been in situations like that, and I just hear like all kinds of stories about, yeah, my guy left me to go with someone else that he had sex with, but he also left that guy too. He's just running around here. I'm like, wow, like, stuff like that really happens.
I ain't got time to tell. That's for you to find out.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But I think I would say something because I would. Yeah. I've had certain things happen to me, not like in a threesome, but like someone I wish one would have told me kind of thing, So that's why I wouldn't. I'm not against you. Like, you gotta say it.
I just know how people are. Like, I tell them that, and I'm somehow the bad guy. So I'm like, well.
When you were trying to help.
Right.
At least you would think you were trying to help. I just, again, I don't see, like, I would never do nothing like that. Like,
I mean, like, would you go to the other person?
Me? Fuck yeah. Because of this, I'm telling everything. I'm just playing. No, I don't fucking say this motherfucker ain't no good. That nigga, that's a punk ass nigga right there. But no, it's like motherfuckers. Only because I know what it's like to be hurt. Now, imagine not being in a three-way thing. Imagine not being that. Imagine it being just you and another person, and y'all dating. And then that one person goes cheats on you, right? And then now, I've actually had this happen. Let me give you a scenario. I was dating somebody, and the person that was cheating on me with my beyond best friend, because we known each other since he was like 17. He was cheating on me with my friend's roommate, and it just so happened that one early morning that he got up to go to the kitchen to get something out of the kitchen, And this person, my guy at the time, was just coming in. And he looked at him. He said the person's name. The person looked at him. He told me, he's like, Rock, he turned fucking red, white, blue. Because
like the guy came out of the other guy's room?
No, okay, so let me make up. This is a made up name. I'm not going to use the person's name. I'm going to use my friend's name is Che. That's his name. The other guy's name is Larry.
Larry, yeah.
We'll say Larry because L is easy to use. Without saying the person's actual name. Let's start with an L. But Larry came in the apartment while Che was going to the kitchen. And,
okay.
And Che's friend or roommate, let's call him Chad.
Yeah.
He was like, when Che saw Larry, he's like, "What you doing here?" And he was actually there to see Chad. But what made him get sick to the face was he recognized that Che was my best friend,
right?
And that he was worried. Well, he should have been worried that he's gonna come back and tell me. But none to him, he never told me. He never told me, which I wasn't totally mad at him about, because who knows how, I would have responded to it at the time. At that moment, and he told me that that's why he didn't do it, because one, he didn't want to get involved in it, but at the same time, he made sure that he put and instilled into his head, that I'm gonna see Rock, right?
Like, don't try to see.
So it was just like, you basically need to tell him what you're doing, or I'm gonna tell him. No, mind you, it never happened because I found out about it after the fact, and then I brought it back up to him. But you live and you learn. But think of one of those situations of not being told something versus if you're in a have a three-way with somebody and then that person leaves to go with the person y'all had the threesome with, right? And then you don't go back and say nothing to the person that he left for you. So what does that relationship mean? The fact that now he's with you. Who's to say that when y'all do another threesome, this motherfucker playing checkers with motherfuckers' hearts, that he won't leave you for that next person?
And just keep going.
But with that situation, that happened to me, I end up eventually, of course, leaving that person. And learning, and now that person, I guess, is doing good for themselves. I'm doing great. You know what I'm saying? More power to it. I'm like, I hope you don't do that motherfucker like you did me. You know what I'm saying? Because I hope you learned your lesson. Yeah, and grow from your mistakes and become a better person. And I guess they're still together. So, doing your thing. More power to you. But I just think, when I see shit like that, I feel obligated sometimes that I feel that I need to say something because of what I've experienced. And there's a way that you can do it. There's a way you can tell somebody something without just being like, "Oh, nigga, you get played."
That's what I say. Yeah, like
it's a fucked up way to tell somebody.
Y'all been doing good. How y'all doing? Like y'all been talking.
So if you were given that opportunity to, like, how do you break that to somebody? How do you tell somebody that, hey?
There's not a right or wrong way to say it.
Well, how would you say it? How would you tell somebody that whether it be a friend or just somebody like, hey,
Like, let's say I was Shay and I saw Larry going to Chad's room or whatever. Yeah. If I saw that and I was your best friend, I would come to you and be like, I'd try to break the ice. Like, how are you and Larry doing?
Motherfucker, why you asking? I'm just playing.
I want to make sure you don't already suspect something.
I'm gonna be like,
but like, regardless if you suspect anything or everything is good.
You're right, because that's how it normally is. That's how that conversation would actually go. You'd be like, hold on, shit ain't going good. This motherfucker doing some shit.
And then if you say like shit's not going good, I'm
like, you didn't beat his ass.
No, but like,
you didn't beat his ass.
What the fuck? If it wasn't good, then I'd be like, yeah, well, I did see what's Chad. But if you think things are going well. Like right now at this moment, I can't think of what I would say, but I would have to come up with some other way of saying it without saying like he's cheating on you. I wouldn't know how to say it, especially like if you're my best friend for so long, because I wouldn't want you to like.
What's your sign?
My sign is Scorpio.
Scorpio.
No, don't do that.
Hold on, hold on. Taurus, how would you say it?
Same.
If you found out.
I just told you I'm good.
You wouldn't say nothing. I'm saying, but if you were in a situation where you
if you were Shay and you saw Larry going to the chest,
how would you tell the other person that you basically saw their boyfriend cheat on them.
Oh, right down gutter. Can't be sure to
See? Taurus, I'm telling you.
Hey, your boyfriend's cheating on you. You might stop being friends with me because you don't believe me. I don't got the proof. But your nigga's cheating on you.
See, that's another thing, proof.
Right.
I mean, some people might think like, oh, are you jealous? You never know. Like,
I'm telling
you. But remember, the scenario is this person that's cheating on your friend is in your house, cheating with your roommate.
Well, if he's in my house,
yes, you guys, you and your roommate live together, and your roommate is cheating on your friend, on your best friends. There we go. I thought you understood.
I wasn't done. You moved on to him about this. I wasn't done with my statements. I would beat both of the asses. I'm not gonna tell you I beat them asses until afterwards.
I'm gonna wonder what happened to you.
But like, oh,
you had a black eye.
Like, see, that's like one of those moments. Like, if you think everything's going well, well, next time you see him, he's gonna have a black eye. And you're like, what happened? I'm like, what happened, Chad?
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
I asked him what did happen.
I was all bruised. I'm like, what happened?
What you tell? What they say? It said no, nothing on point blank period cut out. They might do in front of him to see his reaction. You know what? I don't know if it would be safe for that. Somebody said they might do it in front. They might do it in front of him to see the reaction of the person that cheated.
Oh.
So like you were going to come into the house shortly after he left your place, then be at my house and be like, hey, you know, what's up?
Be like, hey, what was you just doing at my place? Or, you know.
Like, so where were you sleeping?
Yeah.
But I'm like I told you, and there's none against Scorpios. I got what you were saying, but I know a Taurus, any Taurus, not just this one, is going to just basically put. Be careful.
Because it's like, why
Taurus is, woo, you motherfuckers.
You don't need to be sad. It's just, I can't say leave them, but you need to figure something out.
I mean, no, leave them.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person, like, I believe in second chances, but certain second chances you don't need. Like, if you're cheating, I don't need it. Clearly, there's nothing there. Like, if you truly love somebody, you're not going to cheat on them. That's just my opinion. I don't care how much you say you're in love with them. If you made the decision, even if you're like not sober, whatever, you made the decision that your mind knows what it's doing. So it's, there's no coming back for that. I'll forgive you for sure, but I'm not gonna forget it. We're not gonna get back together.
So you said you would forgive?
I'll forgive, yeah, because I don't like to harbor negative energy in my own spirit.
Oh yes, sir. Nam yo ho renge, nam you ho.
Almost need a hoe. Yeah.
Use a ho renge Q. Yeah, thanks for y'all that missed out. We had to do our little break or whatever, because you know Instagram is very stingy with time. Thank goodness for other podcasts. Yeah, I know, right? But that was pretty interesting, even just to hear both y'all's perspectives on how you would approach that.
What's the common ground? Even like bottom line is we tell them there's different ways.
Right.
Yeah. And
now I want to know for like the viewers who are listening, are there any people out? Well, I don't want them.
I mean, I know that what's the name?
I was gonna say like, would any of them not tell the other person? But I don't want them to like post something and then like I don't want any negative comments from other people.
Well, because you know other people are reading and then they sit up and say like, oh wait, this motherfucker doing something. So, yeah, if y'all would tell, whether it be a friend or somebody close that you know, that if their significant other was cheating on them.
I honestly just don't be getting involved with shit.
Well, that's
if
the thing.
I'm forced to tell, yeah.
Right.
Really,
don't put me.
My
but see, that was the thing. Larry put Shay in a bad position.
Okay, yeah.
Because you showed up at my house.
At my place, yeah. That's.
And instead of turning around and leaving after you saw me, you stayed.
See, that's yeah.
That if I was put in that situation, just like, you know, if let's say I had a roommate and you introduced me to your boyfriend, I know this your boyfriend, I know this somebody you're around, and then somebody else come around that you're with, or I see you at somebody else's house that I know, you that's like, do you have the fucking audacity to put me in a situation like you invite me to like a card game or something? And then you all up on this other dude kissing the shit, and y'all dip off to a room for about an hour, and then come back out, clothes all wrinkled. You seen the commercial. Clothes all wrinkled shit. And then, yeah, it's like, why would... that would like make me like, okay, no, I'm not doing it because to be a snitch. I'm doing it because you're rude as fuck and you're disrespectful. Right. Yeah. That was disrespectful because you. So you're rude, disrespectful, and it's gonna stop. But you put me in a situation to where it's like, well, you think that's okay? Like, you invite me, then you dip out to the room. You know I know your dude. I come over your house all the time. We hang out. I can't sit in your guy's face and knowing what you just did. And this motherfucker is bragging about it. You know, he comes out, blah, 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 talking about it. It's like, no, you don't put me in a situation like that. You know, yeah, you're right. I probably would have to beat the ass. You know, that's some shit.
I don't like to fight, but
I don't unless I absolutely have to defend myself.
Yeah.
You know, you just insulted me mentally, so I have to beat your ass for it.
Right. I'm afraid of it.
You got it coming. You got it coming. So what was that? Being fellas, I mean, I guess we can close out on that note. I do appreciate everybody that tuned in on the Instagram live. We'll have to do this again sometime, but no. I'm going, like I said before, I'm gonna do my best to try to keep going on with the podcast, and you know, make sure that we have Ron back on. We got a way we can do it now, so they can join in. Survey will jump in sometime when he's available if he's not working. But I want you all to, you know, tune in sometime too. I'll make sure the link is posted the next time I do something live, and let's say if I'm doing it from my phone, because sometimes if I'm out, because they have it in the app where you like, if you're out somewhere, you can like get on your app and then, you know, record and shit like that. Hey, let me go ahead and set up. Invite, you know, send a link to people and invite them and shit like that. So with that, I appreciate everybody for tuning in on the live and shit like that. I'll see y'all on live tomorrow at Club Fantasy. It's the Growing the Sexy Parties. Those that are listening but not seeing, every Thursday here in Chicago at Fantasy Nightclub, Rockafella's Entertainment presents the Growing the Sexy Parties. Right now the time is at 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Mask required. Temps checked at the door. $7 entry. VIP. Available with complimentary bottle service. So if you're in the city, make sure you come out and show your love. Flyers are posted on the Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at Rock Rockafella, as well as on Instagram, Rock Rockafella, and Facebook, The Rock Rockafella. I'm just all over the place. Rome, what's your Twitter?
Rome_Dixon.
For all of you people that may be slightly incompetent and don't understand, it's Rome, and then the little, you gotta hold down the shit. Depending on what kind of, okay.
It's not the dash.
It's the underscore.
It's the under dash.
So you gotta hit the same key that you press when you press shift. Just hit shift, then press that same key, and it'll make a little underscore for you.
I'm sure most of these people know.
Not everybody.
Everybody's name got like 5 underscores in it nowadays.
That's because they have no choice but to do it. The computer does it for them.
You can't use spaces and shit.
They be like, here, we'll give you a name for it.
The name, 3 underscores, your name.
But make sure you follow us on Twitter. Once again, Rome says Rome_Dixon. That's DICK, which I'm sure a lot of you love. SON. And mine is Rock Rockafella. So be sure to follow. Be sure you're also over the age of 18. There's a lot of explicit shit on my Twitter page. I'm not going to bullshit you on that. But until next time, I appreciate you all tuning in. This has been Real Talk with Rock Rockafella.